Yo, what up, YouTube? It's Steven. Welcome back. All right, in this video, I want to talk right quick about MoNique. The actress and comedian MoNique. All right, so recently, MoNique tried to secure a deal with Netflix for a comedy special, and she was trying to hustle like $20 million. She was negotiating. I'll say negotiating. Hustling sounds a bit negative, but she was negotiating for about $20 million because Chris Rock and um, Dave Chappelle were offered and given $20 million for their comedy specials. Also, I believe Amy Schumer was offered and given about $13 or $15 million, one of the two. I think initially they offered her an amount, and then they renegotiated and offered her a little bit more, per MoNique, I believe. I believe so. But MoNique, she's trying to negotiate for a comedy special, right? And Netflix offered her about $500,000, and MoNique wasn't really feeling that, right? Because she was looking at everyone else's paycheck, and she's like, "Wait a minute, like why they getting this amount and I'm getting this amount, right?" And she is accusing Netflix of racial and gender bias, right? And it got me to sort of thinking. I'm like, could MoNique be a victim of intersectionality? Could she be kind of like caught in the crosshairs between racism and sexism, right? And as well, like Netflix, they can say like, "Oh, we're not racist. We gave Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock $20 million each for their comedy specials, and we gave Amy Schumer um, like 13 to 15 million. So we're not sexist, right?" Those are their excuses, right? And it sort of got me kind of like thinking. Um, I believe Dr. Kimberly Crenshaw. She's the woman, a black woman, who termed the phrase or the term intersectionality, right? And I saw like the speech that she gave about it. You know, and during this particular speech, she had talked about General Motors back in like the 70s, I think, being sued by black women, a group of black women, for um, like basically discrimination, right? The black women felt that they were discriminated against. And General Motors were like, well, no, we're not racist because we have hired all these black men, and we're not sexist because we have hired all these white women, right? The white women were like secretaries, more or less, and the black men were like the like auto workers, right? So for the black women, it was hard for them to prove that General Motors discriminated against them because General Motors did hire black people. Unfortunately, it was just black men, not black men and black women, and they did hire women, but they didn't hire black women, right? You know, and I believe even during the trial, the judge said something to the effect of to the black women suing, something to the effect of like, "Oh, you can't benefit twice," basically saying that basically the black women can't benefit from being black and a woman. They can't benefit twice, right? But notice, like, the black women were discriminated against twice. Usually that's how it goes in society, right? But you can't benefit twice, though, right? So I think that kind of ends up, the smart black women end up prioritizing, feeling, saying that, blackness comes first, then the women stuff comes first, right? Because ultimately, blackness, I think, holds the most weight in society, you know. But unfortunately, it's a terrible situation that black women oftentimes can't be heard as black women, specifically black women. They can only be heard as black or a woman, but not both. And I think that's something that I think Black women are still kind of struggling with even today, in and outside of the community, unfortunately. Um, but I'm going to bring it back to MoNique. Is MoNique worth $20 million as far as like a comedy special? In my personal opinion, me personally, no. But I wouldn't have personally given any of them $20 million though. But that's just me. I guess I'm a cheapskate. But since Netflix got money like that and they giving away $20 million deals and 15 to $13 million deals, I don't know. I'm not sure how MoNique stacks up against those people. I guess maybe because those people have more like mainstream following, aka white people, versus MoNique, and it seems like MoNique's following is more so Black people, and they feel like, well, I guess the white folks have, more buying power, you know. And during the negotiation, MoNique had asked about, okay, what about my resume? And then Netflix were like, was like, we don't go off of resume. But then they kind of talked to, then she had asked about, well, how come Amy Schumer's getting this? And they had ran down, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden and she had this and that and that. And like, well, isn't that a resume though? Um, and MoNique wasn't feeling it, you know. um, but perhaps I really think they could have offered MoNique like $1 million. Honestly, I know that's not really in the ballpark of what she wants, but perhaps maybe MoNique could have done the comedy special for about $1 million, done it really well, and made it become like a really big success. Then perhaps Netflix would come around again, since they've seen how successful this is, come around again, and then then MoNique at that point would be like, okay, we can do another comedy special, but we're going to renegotiate our contract, and I want more money this time, right? That is the option that I think MoNique perhaps could consider. You know, unfortunately, I don't think her boycott that she's asking for, I don't think that's going to happen. Based on the comments that I'm reading on YouTube, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the people who are rocking with Netflix are going to continue to rock with Netflix, and the people who don't rock with Netflix probably will just continue to not rock with Netflix, right? Like, pretty much, it's just ain't no shift going to really happen. I don't think. I think people really like Netflix, so that they're not going to switch it up over something like this. And unfortunately, MoNique is kind of like in a situation where they can, Netflix can say, we're not racist. We got Chris Rock and we got Dave Chappelle. Then they can also say, we're not sexist. We got Amy Schumer, right? And that's going to, if this hits mainstream entertainment news, that's going to be the argument, If Netflix is brought into court over this, which I doubt, but if that happens, that's going to be their argument. And it's going to be hard to fight against that argument. But also, I think, again, and when I get into this, let me put this disclaimer out here, okay? I do like MoNique, based on what I've seen. I've watched the Parkers. I do like the Parkers. I've also watched a couple of movies here and there that she's been in. I do like MoNique, and I think that she is great at what she does, at least on screen. But I think some of these things that MoNique has been doing lately, I don't think this is going to be helping her get more work. And I think Netflix may be factoring that into their decision too. Like her calling out Oprah You know, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and calling Netflix out now, um, and a lot of other things as well. You know, and again, like I said, I don't have anything against MoNique. I do like MoNique. I do think that, you know, I never met her, but you know, I think she would be like a cool person and a down to earth person who wouldn't think like, you know, they're better than you just because they have more dollars, you know, more zeros in their bank account than you do, you know. But you know, situations like this make it hard for people, or make it hard for like people in the industry to work with her, kind of like. And I think she's coming from a sincere place in a lot of things that she does, you know, and just, you know, kind of just wanting things to be fair. But unfortunately, in the industry that she's in, that's not how it works, though, you know. And I think at this point, MoNique just needs to make a decision whether she's going to just go along with the industry or either break away and do her own thing like maybe Tyler Perry does. You know. Also, this makes me think about the whole situation with the movie Precious, right? And how like MoNique, she did that movie and she did that movie for $50,000, and the movie wound up becoming a big hit. And MoNique had fulfilled her contractual obligation to promote the movie, but because the movie had wound up becoming a much bigger hit than they anticipated, they wound up wanting MoNique to do more promotion, right? But MoNique was like, "Well, I fulfilled my contractual obligation. Like, I'm open to doing more promotion, but basically, what's in it for me? Like, what's about like where the money at? You know, where the dollars at?" And they didn't come with the money. So she didn't promote the movie. And I understand that, and I even agree with that, because they could have given them more money, right? It could have just been like a bonus. But no, so I can understand MoNique feeling some type of a way about that, where it's like, oh, y'all want me to promote this movie and go out of my way to do this, that, and the third, but you can't even pay me my proper, you know, worth. And you've seen what we've been able to do. So I can understand that. But I still think that people are holding that against MoNique, at least within the industry. I mean, it's not, I know MoNique has had work since then, but I think she has spoken up and said that, you know, she has an Oscar, but she feels like she's just been being lowball, you know? You know, because unfortunately, like, fortunately and unfortunately, you know, MoNique is just, you know, one of those real type of people who just gonna, you know, say it like it is. Unfortunately, in the industry that she's in, it like that's not a good look, right? So I really hope things work out for MoNique. Maybe she can renegotiate her deal. I guess not, because at this point she's calling for a boycott, and that'd be kind of strange for MoNique to call for a boycott, then turn around and work with them, right? Like, wait a minute, wasn't you just asking us to boycott? But yeah, what do you guys think? Feel free to comment and let me know. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.